Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of me driving to work and talking crap into a microphone and camera here. Ooh, Jesus. A little bit tighter turn, Mr. Bus. See, right off the bat, got a school bus taking not even a difficult turn. I would say maybe like a wide right hand turn, seeing as the intersection that I'm at is six directions. And they kind of swerved into my lane, even though they had plenty of clearance. Thankfully, I have two eyes in my head, and I could see it clearly what was going on. Initial slowdown, let them pass, and then I get to continue. But come on, got to be better. Got to be better. Driving a car is not overly complicated, especially if you practice, and lots of early practice too. You would think most school bus drivers are older folks, should have definitely had way more practice than even I should have. But that's neither here nor there. So here we go. Just waiting for people to cross because for supposedly an avenue in a nice quiet neighborhood, there's a lot of cars that drive through here. Finally, I get to go. So, kind of like to piggyback off of what was spoken about yesterday, Facebook was up after being down for 5 hours. And not just Facebook itself, but everything that they own, basically. You have Instagram, WhatsApp, back up and running, Facebook Messenger, obviously. I still think it was because of what happened with the whistleblower and that whole mess. So I still think that's what happened. That it was just, dude, where are you going? Not turning, you're going straight. Go. Go. Thank you. Anyway, so yes, I still think that's what it was. Whistleblower comes out with documentation proving that Facebook, instead of censoring the misinformation, the spread of hate, the spread of violence, bigotry, racism, the whole nine yards, they instead promoted it by incorporating it into their algorithms and thus pushing it onto people's front pages on their Facebook. Now, personally, this is not from, I'm not watch it. Coming from like, some weird sense of moral superiority or anything like that. But personally, if you make a living encouraging the spread of misinformation, specifically about things going on with the pandemic and stuff like that, as well as pushing ideas of hate, violence, bigotry, sexism, whatever you want to call it, just any kind of push for segregation, the looking down of because they're different. If you make money off of anything like that, find a new line of work. Find something else to do. Something more positive. Because even without Facebook, let's say we take Facebook completely out of the equation. society as a whole already has enough problems to deal with, dealing with those same ideas. Segregation, the hate, the unnecessary feelings of hatred, of just that general sense of dislike, loathing even, of another person simply because they may be a different skin color than you. They may choose to love somebody different, or they themselves feel like they want to be another person entirely. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said yesterday, it's about being happy. And if getting to marry your same sex partner is going to make you happy, why shouldn't they be allowed to do it? If getting to change your gender to better suit or to better fit how you feel inside so you can be happy, why not? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with seeking happiness wherever you may find it. Um, what I don't understand is how anybody, literally anybody, regardless of their walk of life, their own skin color, or whatever, that you can sit anywhere and tell someone that they're not allowed to be who they want to be because it makes you uncomfortable. Because uh, your religious beliefs say they're wrong. That none of that matters. None of it matters. None of it is important. Instead, seek happiness. Be happy. Because not for nothing, people who are so up in arms about what another person chooses to do to be happy, if that concerns you so much, you're concerned about the wrong thing, regardless of where that concern comes from, whether it's, faith-based or taught at home, or however you feel, or where those thoughts came from. You're doing it wrong. You're living life incorrectly because that doesn't make you happy. Constantly stressed out, constantly arguing about people, the way they live their lives, living with that kind of hate, that kind of negative feeling, carrying it around everywhere you go. What kind of life is that, man? That stress, it ages you. It breaks you down from the inside. Just in general, you can't live happily, constantly carrying around that negative with you. Instead, take it from somebody who lives very happily day to day. It's perfectly okay to just say, it doesn't bother me, so I don't care. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine to live your life like that. Be happy. That's it. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you relax. Like me personally, you guys have seen me on my end of the week streams, usually, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday. I relax by playing video games, regardless of what it might be. You see me live stream Among Us mostly because it's quick and easy. It's very entertaining. But I can go hours playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Modded to here in Kingdom Come and back, but I play Final Fantasy 14 online, interacting with other people, and a whole smattering of other games. You guys saw that I have a new headset I have an Oculus Quest 2. Well, I use that. It helps me relax to sit down and play VR chat, play The Lab, or any other games that I might pick up in VR, which I'm thinking about getting some others. It's perfectly okay to find something that makes you happy, that relaxes you. Because at the end of the day, life is short enough as it is. It really is. Like, if you really think about it, there's so many things in life that can just cut you out. Like right now on this drive to work, I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I'm driving carefully. Oh, excuse me. I'm driving carefully. I'm paying attention to the road in front of me. But at any point in time, something can happen, and next thing you know, I'm not around anymore. You feel me? Like, why would I not want to live my life stress free, happily, relaxed, given the fact that life can be cut short so easily nowadays? I mean, even more so than ever before, that it makes literally everything else that's going on in the world not that important. I mean, yes, there are certain events here and there, you know, genocides, global pandemics, things of that nature that, yeah, the likelihood of it directly affecting you is a little bit higher than most events. But it still doesn't change the fact that you got to be happy. You got to live your life, because at the end of the day, again, life is too short. Enjoy it while you're here, because you only get one. You get one chance to try and live a somewhat decent, somewhat happy, somewhat fulfilled life. And yeah, it might take a while to reach that level. This isn't how it was, 300-400 years ago, where somebody my age would be considered already old, 1 foot in the grave at 36, almost 37. It isn't like that anymore. People are living longer. So yeah, the likelihood of you finding your happiness later in life, yeah, it's gonna happen. But at the same time, you gotta be happy now. Because if not, you're just gonna end up being a grouchy old person. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants grouchy old people. Instead, seek happiness. And don't stress yourself out, especially for stuff that A, you cannot control, B, you have no business in, and C, by interfering in those things, say other people's lives, you're now lessening the quality of someone else's life. Who does that? You'd be no better than some serial killer. Instead of actually taking people's lives, you're taking their happiness. You're endangering their happiness. You'd be no better than a serial killer. Don't do that. Just don't do it. Be happy. Seek happiness elsewhere. Don't interfere in stuff that, like I put in yesterday, stuff that doesn't belong to you. Don't mess with stuff that doesn't belong to you. That includes other people's lives. Don't do it. Don't kill anybody. Don't mess with things that don't belong to you. Don't mess with the kids. Everything else, seek happiness. Because, again, we're not here that long to begin with. On a grand cosmic scale, the Earth is 14.8 billion years old. If you were to condense that to the span of a year, 12 months, midnight, zeroed out January 1st to 11:59, December 31st. We as people, as human beings, modern human beings, show up at the weigh-in at 11:59 in like 58 seconds. We show up. The first modern humans show up. So all of that came before, that's gone. That's past already. Our existence here is short enough as it is. Make the most of it. Be happy. Enjoy the time that you have here. Enjoy it with those you care about that also care about you. Enjoy doing the things that make you happy, that bring you peace. Now, am I saying, completely say to hell with work and just live your life? Not necessarily, but some people are able to do that. Some people are able to just say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to work anymore. I'm going to go live in a cabin in the woods somewhere on the edge of some lake and just spend the rest of my life disconnected from the rest of society. If that makes you happy, bye. Personally, I'd rather stick around in society because that's where you're going to find people who are like you, trying to do the same things in life. Be better for themselves. Be better for others. To find that happiness. To find that which brings them peace. And that's fine. That is also fine. Because again, we're not going around killing people. We're not messing with stuff that doesn't belong to us. And we're definitely leaving the kids alone. Simple. Super simple. So, to get off this very depressing topic, I am currently on the highway, passing people, trucks, other people who definitely should not be on the road. Because not for nothing, hey, if you don't have a clear destination, the trip isn't going to be worth it. So maybe it's perfectly okay that you not leave your house unless you absolutely have to, especially now with everything that's going on. Because not for nothing, more people on the road increases the chances of people doing dumb stuff, like driving like complete and utter dummies. But I digress. That's not going to change, especially from just one person saying it. Oh boy, the traffic going the other way it's bad. Like very, very heavily congested. It just as far as I can see is just bumper to bumper traffic. Most likely those are people just trying to head home. It is about to be 3:45 in the evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I would definitely say those are people heading home. They probably work in Broward County, but they live in Miami-Dade. But who knows? All I know is, thankfully, I'm not stuck in that. And now I'll start to switch over as my exit starts to come up. Oy. Yeah, hopefully it's not going to be one of those days. But we'll see. We'll see. Don't see anybody coming? No. Alright, getting off the highway now. Guy on the side of the road with a very nasty flat tire. Hopefully he's able to get that fixed and on his way. Let's see. Where are these people going? This particular exit has 4 lanes. 2 to turn left, 2 to turn right. The going right actually are a bit of an extension. A couple of years ago, they built those out. So, in theory, to alleviate congestion, specifically on highway exits, and it seems to be working. The particular traffic on these, at least on this particular exit that I take, is definitely alleviated more. It's not as congested as it was. Really, dude. This person turning left was in the left lane. He was in the left, I was in the right, both turning to the left. What the fuck are you doing? Great, of all the places to break down, and then these idiots don't know how to drive. Car broke down in the middle of the lane, but instead of using turn signals or anything, he just decides he's gonna switch into me. Flipping idiots. Some people should never be allowed to drive. Like, for real. Like, not at all. Like, they should look at driving records, I would say, on a yearly basis. If you have a certain amount of accidents within a certain period of time that you caused, not, that you were the victim of, but, if you cause a certain number of accidents over a period of, say, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, like, they should just say, you know what? You don't need this taking license, run it through a shredder. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to drive at all, because at that point you've just proven that you're abusing your right to be able to have a driver's license and effectively use it. Like, that should be a thing. Taking people's licenses away if they have far too many accidents over a period of time that they've caused. Now, if you're the victim of an accident, that's a different story. That, insurance gets involved and yada, yada, yada. But, yeah, that should be a thing. So many accidents over a certain period of time, and you lose your license permanently, regardless of how old you are. Get your license, your learner's permit at 16, already crashed the car half a dozen times since then, you get no license. Simple as that. You don't get it. You get to use public transportation for the rest of your life, or ride sharing like Uber, Lyft. But yeah, that's definitely an option. Just you don't get your license. Simple as that. And yeah, there's a lot of people that would get their licenses taken away. Like, a lot. Mostly from older folks. And I think that's another thing too. Like, older folks should have, like, once you get like 65, like retirement age, you should, like, every 5 to 10 years, you should have to, retest, make sure that, your ability to drive the car, follow the roadway signs, and just in general drive safely, that ability is still there as you get up there in age. But once you're deemed that you can no longer drive, that should be it. Now, alternate forms of transportation will be explored at that time. Again, rideshare services, public transportation. There's even medical transport services. They come to your house, pick you up, and take you to various appointments, wherever they may be. Those are options too. So, something to think about. Well, on that note, we'll go ahead and cut it out. As you can see, I already taken my seatbelt off. I've arrived at work safely. And, we'll pick this up again next week. Later this week, I will not be home. I'm going out of town, so there is no stream later this week. No discussion, no game streams, nothing. We'll pick up the driving episodes on Monday because I'm coming back Sunday. And yeah, we'll pick it up then. So I'll see you guys then. For now, have a great day, be safe, and be happy. Have a good one.